If you have any planet or point in the sign of Scorpio in your chart, watch this video because I'm going to share why Scorpio energy is so incredibly powerful and dangerous, and you need to know how to navigate it to make sure you don't harm yourself or other people. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name's Isabelle and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology. Now, before I dive into Scorpio energy, hit the link in the description below to get your very own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie. If you like astrology, you need this hoodie. So hit the link in the description below to get yours now. Now, one of the most prominent things I've noticed as of running this channel is that people are very interested in anything related to Scorpio energy. Scorpio in certain planetary placements, 8th house energy, and Pluto energy. And so I wanted to take a moment to talk about what Scorpio energy truly is and what it means to have it in each placement, because this is truly by far some of the most powerful and dangerous energy you can have in your chart, and knowing how to navigate it is going to be extremely important. So Scorpio gets a lot of reputation in astrology, in the astrology world. Specifically, they get kind of a bad rap because the second you say, oh, he's a Scorpio, or he was born in October, or she's a Scorpio, it's immediately everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's a red flag, stay away from that person. And to all the Scorpios in the world, they can think, dude, what the heck? Like, I'm just a normal person. Why is it because I was born in October, I'm all of a sudden this evil person? And so I want to explain really what Scorpio energy is, because yes, Scorpio has some very deep, mysterious, and dark qualities to them, but this is just their archetype. So in the zodiac wheel, each archetype zodiac sign has a mission that they're here to fulfill. They fulfill the steps in our journey. We move through the zodiac signs and we must master each theme to be a complete whole human being. So Scorpio serves a necessary aspect within ourselves. Scorpio, as the 8th sign of the zodiac, has a lot of themes around the dark night of the soul. And this is because zodiac wheel really reflects a lot of the hero's journey steps, which Gabby here at Making Mindfulness, or here at Be the Hero, talks a lot about. But there's a step in the hero's journey called the dark night of the soul, where you hit rock bottom and you're at your lowest of lows, and you must learn to rise out of the darkness after you've faced all your shadows. Scorpio really reflects a lot of these themes. As the 8th sign of the zodiac, they come after Libra. And Libra is a diplomatic, surface level, harmonious friend who wants to get along with everyone and simply form connections that are lighthearted and mentally stimulating. But Scorpio, on the other hand, is, as it comes after Libra, is where we look at our connections and look at life and go, there has to be something deeper. This is why Scorpio, the Scorpio archetype, is often referred to as the investigator. Scorpio is standing on top of the iceberg and seeing that 95% of it is below the surface. And so their job in the zodiac wheel is to dive deep into those icy cold depths and see what lies beneath the surface. So Scorpio, people who have strong Scorpio energy tend to be obsessive, questioning. There's someone who seeks a lot of thrill and intensity, specifically through connections with other people. They require a lot of intimacy. They can be good at forming intimacy with other people, and they have an aura of mysteriousness to them. And this is because Scorpio sees themselves as only showing 5% of themselves and keeping the 95% below the surface to make sure that people can't read them well. Hence why Scorpio archetype has a lot to do with trust and mistrust. Scorpio is a very mistrusting person, as they believe that people have secrets to hide. And it's up to Scorpio to discover these secrets. Scorpio is where we do shadow work as well, because they are not only about diving deep into a project or diving deep into another person, but they're also all about diving deep into oneself. They know that they can truly only form intimacy with someone else by being intimate with themselves at their best. So Scorpio can be someone who is constantly transforming themselves. They get the reputation that they are always on a self-transformation journey, as if they always see themselves as a caterpillar that must turn into another butterfly over and over and over. This is also why Scorpio archetype, while is usually commonly referred to as the scorpion, is also the phoenix. The phoenix, when it gets to old age, goes up in flames, turns into ashes, and is reborn from the ashes. So Scorpio represents this high frequency transformative work that we can do in ourself, this alchemization of the self. So the reason that Scorpio energy gets such a bad rap is because it is truly, in its simplest form, all about depth and transformation. They have an obsessive energy. They are highly investigative. They're invested in whatever they're doing. They want to be fully immersed in reality in the depths of the waters. And they are emotionally driven in this pursuit. So what does it mean to have Scorpio in each aspect of your chart? If you have a Scorpio sun, you see yourself as someone who is highly passionate and obsessive. You value yourself for your emotionally deep nature. You see yourself as someone who is very mistrusting, and you know this is not you think this is not necessarily a bad thing. You're also someone who wants to form close relationships with someone else, but you might have trouble doing so. And so instead, you're someone who focuses highly on self-transformation. You might be someone who reinvents yourself commonly, moving from hobby to hobby to find that next thrill. People with a Scorpio sun are very much thrill seekers. They want to do something that feels like a passionate pursuit. And so these people could be obsessed with adrenaline sports, or they can channel this energy by moving from one relationship to another, or they could find themselves chasing different career paths in order to fulfill that sense of depth of life. If you have a Scorpio moon, you're someone who is very emotionally volatile to some degree. You have high highs and low lows, and to you, this can feel like an emotional roller coaster that you sometimes hate, but you also love flowing with. And this is because you want to have transformation in your emotions. You also are highly intuitive, and you can read people extremely well. Because Scorpio energy seeks self-transformation and generally power, because they want to see how much life has to offer, these people can get a reputation for being manipulative. And this is very true for people who have a Scorpio sun or a Scorpio moon, because they're seeking a sense of transformation, depth, intimacy, and to them, codependency is not a bad thing. Specifically true for the moon in Scorpio. And so these people can do everything they can to get as close to a person as possible. Not, of course, of showing their emotions or their vulnerability, but making the other person want to be around them and rely on them. Scorpio may notice that they do these things, but they may not, and they know that they don't necessarily see it as manipulation. They are truly just trying to fulfill their desire for transformation, depth, intimacy, and power, frankly. So people with a Scorpio sun and a Scorpio moon can find themselves reading into people very well, because they naturally can read into them and see what their deepest desires are, whether they consciously realize that or not. And they will transform themselves to fit the mold that will get that person to let down their guard and become close to them. So then basically Scorpio energy reels people in by default in order to make it so that they have a close connection with someone and become intimate with that person. Scorpio energy, when it's in the sun and the moon, can also be very obsessive about other people. This is also very true for people who have a Scorpio Venus or Scorpio Mars. If you are a woman who has a Scorpio Venus, you probably find that in relationships or in even just getting to meet people romantically, that you're someone who can make men swoon very well. You're someone who holds a lot of mysterious energy. People are magnetically drawn to you. There's an attractiveness to you that people can't quite pinpoint, but they know that they want to know you. And so you can be the kind of person who leads people on, talks to multiple people at once, which is not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It is more an observation of astrology that with this Scorpio energy, you're going to be someone who can easily magnetically pull people, because you are just so centered in your own journey of self-transformation that people find something magnetic about your powerful energy. Because Scorpio is so invested in the depths, we naturally have a powerful energy to you if you have Scorpio energy. For Scorpio Mars men, they're going to find the same thing is true as well, where they have this deep and transformative energy deep down within them that other people just find intriguing. Specifically, women can find it interesting and they want to know what depths you're holding. They want to see if they can get it out of you. So on both sides, for the Venus and Scorpio woman and the Mars and Scorpio man, they are both people who let people almost see the depths they are hiding so that they can draw them in so that people can try to draw it out of them. And this makes them very, very powerful. And if you have a Scorpio Mercury, you're the kind of person who is very curious and investigative when it comes to other people. You can be a bit obsessive with what you do, and people find this magnetic. In the end, the most powerful thing about Scorpio energy is that you are invested in what you do. You are obsessed with what you do. Whether that is the person that you're giving the attention to or if it's on your own passion project. And people love that. People love feeling that deep energy to you. It feels like nothing they've felt before, and so they want a taste of it, which is why Scorpio energy can be so quote unquote dangerous. So if you have a strong Scorpio in your chart, which could also be not just only your Sun, Moon, Venus, Mercury, and Mars, but it could be your South Node or maybe even your Pluto, especially if your Pluto's in your first house, you're going to find you have strong Scorpio energy and you need to navigate this well. The best way to navigate Scorpio energy is through self-alchemization. And you might find that you have a tendency to constantly want to reinvent yourself, but know that eventually Scorpio energy can keep us stuck on a cycle of constantly trying to transform ourselves, and we don't fulfill the other aspects of our chart. After all, we must fulfill every aspect in our chart to be a whole human being. And so if we're always focused on this intense Scorpio energy, which basically demands to us that we focus on it all the time, as if it wants a codependent relationship on you, then you're going to find that maybe your Sun in Aries or your Moon in Taurus is not satisfied. So managing this energy, feeding your desire for transformation, obsession, and investigation will be important, but make sure that it's not keeping you pigeonholed in your life to one energy. And you have a gift for intimacy, for making people feel more understood and seen and close to you than anyone else before. So it's important that you use that to your benefit and to other people's benefit to form healthy, close relationships. So feed that desire for intimacy in the healthiest way possible, and notice your natural tendency to be mistrusting of others. It is very common that Scorpios believes that everyone's going to betray them. That's their natural tendency. It's their job in the zodiac wheel to make sure that people don't betray them. But at what point will your mistrust keep you from fulfilling your desire as a Scorpio, whatever placement, to have some form of intimacy? And finally, the last part about Scorpio energy that needs to be navigated is your desire for obsession. I notice a lot of people who have strong Scorpio energy can get obsessed with their passion projects or other people. And you are going to need an obsession. Scorpio is always going to want an obsession. This is not necessarily a bad thing. Work with the energy of Scorpio by embracing your obsessions, but also make sure it's an obsession aligned with your values. The more you're making your values intrinsically driven, not driven by the results you'll get from other people or from the world, the more fulfilled you will be. If this video kind of helped you understand what Scorpio energy is and gave you some insight into how much powerful energy you can be holding in you, leave a comment below and let me know. While you're down there, be sure to grab the free birth chart workbook if you have not grabbed it yet already. If you're a subscriber here at Be the Hero, chances are you've already grabbed it. If you're new here, grab the free birth chart workbook now to understand the basics of your chart using journal prompts. This is great for those who have Scorpio energy and they want to see how it applies to their chart. While you're down there, if you love workbooks and courses, be sure to check out the Making Mindfulness Fun bundle in the link in the description below, where we have all 30 of our workbooks and courses available for only $30. That's $1 per course per workbook, and you get access to every single workbook and course we have on chakras, Enneagram, and astrology, which includes the full birth chart workbook, where I walk through every single aspect of your chart and help you journal through the process of embodying your soul's unique energetic imprint. Link is in the description below for that. Check out the Making Mindfulness Fun bundle now, because I'm going to probably stop offering it soon since it's such an insane deal, and it is really insane to be offering all 30 of our workbooks and courses for only $1 each. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sincerely hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos breaking down astrology. Once again, my name's Isabelle, and from my heart to yours, namaste.